Brad risked everything to get inside that FEMA camp, but he made it out alive and he's now back at his safe house. He's absolutely covered in blood. He can still smell the burning flesh, feel the heat on his skin. His ears are still ringing from that shotgun blasts. Desperately needs to get out of this hazmat suit, and he desperately needs to get some rest. Yes, indeed, Brad is so happy. He's ecstatic, really, to finally get back to base, to get out of that hazmat suit, to be safe, to be secure. He's come back from the FEMA camp in absolute triumph. He's got a truck absolutely laden with supplies. Particularly a highlight is a sledgehammer. One thing he absolutely must do though, sort out that hair. That is not a good look for Brad. Okay, there we go. That is, well, I don't know, channeling in his inner Will Smith there maybe. I mean, he's quite a skilled barber doing that with just some scissors. Now Brad is back at base. He's got a truck full of gear. He's also got some cabbages to harvest, but he's got quite a lot of things to do now that he wants to do back at base. The first things first, he needs to find that farming volume 1 book and read it. He really needs to rest and recuperate, so he's going to sit around drinking beer and eating food. Hopefully he can put on a little bit of weight, and we're going to read that farming volume 1, and then we're going to harvest those cabbages. Okay, well, it has taken Brad all afternoon, but now he's got a good beginner's understanding of farming. He is super hungry. He's not really ecstatic at the idea of eating cabbages, but let's harvest. We've got a lot of crops here. We could get a lot of cabbages. But there we are. There is one whole level in farming already, and that is 5 plots cabbages. Brad is incredibly overweight with cabbages. We've got 30 cabbages and also 90 seeds. Let's get these in the fridge. Now, one other thing that Brad also managed to find on his little trip out to the FEMA camp was Hunting Skill Magazine Volume 3, which will enable him to make a few extra different types of traps. So I think what he needs to start doing next, apart from having another beer, is starting to unload that military truck. Well, you know what? Now that Brad has got quite a lot of fresh food, he's going to need to keep this generator on. He's going to need that fridge working. Now, he did come back with a spare generator, so he's going to hook that up to the gas station as well. But we've got a lot of gear here, a lot of gear. It is going to take a long time to unload, so let's get started. We're going to be looking for the food to begin with. Okay, well, Brad thinks he's found most of the food. There's still bits and bobs probably in other bags, but finally, look at that decent supply of food. Brady's going to have to start really filling his face if he wants to start putting on weight again. There's so much gear for him to unload. What a trip it was out to the FEMA camp. But for now, it's time for his bed. But tomorrow he's going to start thinking about carpentry. He's going to read that volume 3. He's going to get that sledgehammer and start planning out proper base. Okay, well, it is nice and early in the morning. More importantly, it is actually raining. So I think what Brady's going to do first, even before he has breakfast, he's going to actually plant some more crops. I guess we planted some more cabbages and maybe some radishes. Take advantage. In fact, let's plant some carrots as well. Hopefully at some point Brady's going to be able to do a little bit more trapping. Okay, so let's get some furrows dug. Having to water the crops with a watering can is one of the most tedious things in the world. So it's always a really good idea to plant some crops whilst it is raining and really take advantage of that rain. Okay, so that is 2 lots of cabbage and I think 3 lots of carrot. I think we've got carrots growing somewhere already. Looks like here. Let's just check those, see how they're getting on. Oh, that's the potatoes. Where's the carrots? There's the carrots. They're flourishing. But man, cabbages grow so much quicker than anything else. Let's get inside. It's time for Brad to read Carpentry Volume 3. Have another beer. And really pig out on, I guess, what are we having? Canned corned beef. That's the best for putting on weight. Okay, well, again, it has taken Brad all afternoon, but he's read Carpentry Volume 3, so now it really is time to start thinking about putting together some sort of proper base, planning out some sort of infrastructure, rooms. It has been a really good day to spend indoors eating. It has been raining all day. That's going to be good for the crops. Now, what Brad is thinking is maybe in this area here, have some sort of medical area. I like the idea of it being right off this front door here, so maybe have it down along here like this, and then just next door to it in this little area here we'll just have sort of freezer space, I think, because of course at some point Brad is going to have a lot of fish, a lot of small animals, and vegetables as well from all those crops, hopefully eventually. And then pretty much the rest of downstairs just going to be storage. It's just going to be storage. The amount of guns and ammo that Brad has got, it's just insane. Okay, well, Brad has been slowly bringing in his bags and bags and bags of loot. There's so much of it. He's brought in 7 bags of loot. He's found the all-important sledgehammer. Also, Hunter magazine of volume 3. That will enable Brad to know how to make the trap box and the cage trap. But let's read that straight away. You'll notice that Brad got a couple of worms as well from digging those furrows for those crops. So we'll be looking to do some fishing as well. Let's make sure these doors are locked. In a world where zombies can somehow open doors, that is essential. But Brad is going to read this Hunter magazine volume 3, and then he's going to drink himself to sleep. Okay, so it's the start of another day in the zombie apocalypse for Brad Novak. You may notice a slight red tinge. It's another anomalous storm. Brad is up early this morning, 6:30. He's kind of really looking forward to continuing to work on his base, but we've got an anomalous storm outside. It's going to have to wait it out. It's not safe to go outside. It is literally acid rain. How the crops can survive, let's not question it, and we'll wait for this anomalous storm to finish, and Brad can spend the time deciding what he's actually gonna do with this huge space. Okay, well, the storm has finally passed. Brad must remember to update his list of anomalous storms. Just wanted to check how his carrots are doing. He's eager to start trapping. I think these are the carrots, aren't they? Yeah, still young. I can't quite remember when Brad actually planted them. It could be a couple of weeks until they're ready. Now, Brad has been really indecisive about what he's going to do with his base. He's still got a little bit of ways to develop his carpentry. Definitely want to put a medical area here. Now, I was going to put an extra door here, some sort of just extra protection, like an airlock system, but a light switch is right there, which is going to be a little bit annoying to have to go through open a door just to turn the light switch on for this area here. It's a blank canvas, and Brad just can't envision how he wants to fill this space. Okay, well, Brad has finally got the beginnings of a plan. Now, this area here, we're going to make this, Brad's going to build up some walls, and this is going to be some sort of laundry area. This means that when Brad has got carpentry level 6, he can install 3-4 rain collector barrels here, have a really big extra boost with his water sources, whilst also being able to plumb in some sort of washing machine if he wants to wash his clothes, clean off all that blood. So let's got the sledgehammer. We're going to knock this wall down here. This is going to be the entrance exit between the two rooms. Can I walk through that? I can't. I know it's not in the middle, please forgive me, but I don't want to have to try and move these counters at this stage. So that's step one. So next, chopping down some trees, getting that wood to build these walls. Okay, well, Brad does not have a wood axe at this stage. He's going to have to make do with this fire axe. Now he's going to be looking to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Is that a bush? It is. Okay. We're going to be looking to cut down all the nearby trees that are in this little area here, this grassy area closest to the building, so to improve line of sight, and also obviously use the wood to make those walls. So let's get to it. There's a lot of work for Brad to do. Well, Brad has been going for somewhere between about 2 hours. He's an absolute demon. You can see how many trees he's cut down. He's absolutely deadly with this fire axe. If you're a tree, we've got a lot of logs. We've got a lot of raw material to saw up into planks. We could actually get quite a lot of building work done today. Let's cut down these last 2 trees. You can see there's a lot of trees right around the building. Cut down this last one, and I think it's time for Brad to have a little bit of a break. Okay, well, Brad has had a super long rest, and it's time to return back now to carpentry, making those base improvements, that infrastructure to make this a top base in Brad's eyes, at least, maybe not in yours. So he's had a change of heart. He's actually going to move this counter position. It's got to have the door in the middle, right? So we'll have to put another wall back there and open up this place. So we'll try and move this counter somewhere. Who knows where? But that means we've got to empty the container, and we've got all of this survival gear, all of these seeds and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to build some storage out here by the crops. Let's see, what do we want? Let's build a bookcase, I think. Yeah, we'll build a small bookcase there, and we'll build shelves either side of it. Why not? You can't have too much storage. Okay, there we go. That was quick and that was easy. Let's see. Let's take a moment to look at Brad's skills. What's he doing in carpentry? We've got that full boost on carpentry, but you can see there is a long way to go to get to carpentry level 6, which will enable him to install a staircase here and get some more rain collector barrels and really get going with that water source at base. But the skills overall coming on nicely. We've got things going on in mechanics, electrical, farming, carpentry. The battle skills have always been superb. Trapping. Don't talk to Brad about trapping. Let's get back to the carpentry, sawing up all of those logs that he's cut down. Okay, well, until Brad gets a little bit better carpentry wise, that's as good as his walls look. It looks like if you blew at it, it would fall over. But let's continue. We've got a load of planks. We've got a load of logs. Let's get building the walls. Okay, well, Brad has been hard at it all afternoon. He's going to see planks and saws in his sleep tonight. Now this, we got the beginnings of some sort of plan. He didn't really make much of a plan before he got started. He's sort of been making it up as he goes along, but this is going to be the sort of washroom, clothes storage area. This literally just decided, Brad has just decided this is going to be a gym. At the top here, we're going to have this whole stretch here along here is going to be some sort of medical center, medical bay, so Brad can get into it as soon as he gets in the base. And then everything else, the whole rest of the space, it's going to be storage. It's going to be storage. Maybe there'll be a games room there. Don't know what to do upstairs, downstairs. But for now, Brad is absolutely knackered. It's time to get him to sleep. Okay, start of another day. Brad is again up and early. Look, he slept with his hammer in his hand. So keen is he to carry on with that carpentry. But first, as usual, Brad is absolutely starving. Let's grab some breakfast and then straight back to that carpentry, improving the base. Well, again, Brad has been at it all morning. Things are slowly but surely taking shape. This area, this is going to be the medical area. It's a bit long and narrow. This is going to be extra sort of freezer space here. And everything else, as I said, going to be storage. We can change it. We can switch it up anytime we like. Now, let's just check Brad's progress. Oh, look at that. Almost got that level 5 carpentry sorted, and it doesn't feel like he's actually done a lot of carpentry. So that level 6, that should come easily, right? But for now, he's actually run out of logs. So he's going to switch it up. He's going to come out the front. You can see there's a lot of trees here. It really does limit his visibility over there. But let's get swinging with the axe. Let's chop some more trees down, get some more logs. There we go, carpentry level 5. That is a massive milestone. There's still a lot of carpentry work to be done before you can get up to level 6 though. So let's keep going. Okay, well, slowly but surely things are coming together for Brad in this space. He's unloaded all the metal shelves. He'd like to build some more crates, but at his level of carpentry, they look about as good as the walls. So we're going to have to postpone that for now. Now, Brad has got a lot of loot that needs to be unloaded. He's also got a generator to put up by the gas station. So I actually moved the generator for the base here, just around the corner. And I'm going to put all of the gas cans in there. But first he's just going to take a quick trip up to, let's just grab one of those, up to the gas station at the northern end of Ekron. And he's going to get this generator connected, and he's also going to just keep an eye out for any other sort of storage furniture that he might want to pick up while he's there as well. Okay, so Brad is rolling on into the gas station. He has seen just 3 zombies, and there's just barely any zombies in town at all. This is definitely Brad's town. Let's check inside. Now we want this ice box, and we're probably going to look maybe getting some of this storage. I don't know. There's definitely some crates in the back we'll grab. But for now, let's just make sure we haven't missed any food. No, okay. Let's get the generator. Let's get that installed, filled up with gas. That's another little job done. We'll grab the ice box, and then we'll investigate further. Okay, well that is the generator connected. That is the generator filled up with 80% gas. We don't need to turn it on. We know that's going to work. So as and when Brad needs to fill up with gas, it's all ready to go. Let's just put this gas can away, and then we'll look, do a thorough search at the gas station. Definitely get some crates, see what else is there. Okay, well unfortunately, it's not crates in the back. It's cardboard boxes, and they just don't cut it. Let's just check upstairs. Maybe there's a... we'll take the scrap. We're going to need that for reinstating the power grid. Let's just fill up the water. Oh, there's no water. Okay, well, I think we'll grab the wardrobe. And God, there's just a trail of scrap electronics everywhere. You can tell where Brad's been. There's not really much here of anything, really. Let's just grab this wardrobe. We'll take that back with us. Okay, we won't take that back with us because it completely broke. Let's just disassemble this bed for the carpentry XP. Let's move on. Okay, well there's a few more hours of daylight, probably. And there's just a complete absence of zombies anywhere. So it's time to take another trip inside EP Tools, see what storage we can grab from there. Okay, well it turns out there is quite a lot of storage. You've got the 3 large metal shelves, no crates in there though. I can maybe grab a couple of bookshelves as well. I guess at some point Brad will be looking to get some sort of library upstairs maybe. But for now, let's just grab these and get back home. Wow, would you look at this? I was just thinking, just cruising around, just looking around this general store for storage options, and look what Brad has missed. Carpentry, exposure, survival. That could actually be instrumental in getting Brad up to carpentry level 6, but there's only one problem with that. He doesn't have a television. Okay, so it is the next day. It is now June the 23rd. The days are absolutely flying by. It has been, what, 5-6 days? Brad's not even sure since his heroic take on the FEMA camp. And he has enjoyed just doing up his base, just chilling, just relaxing. The amount of zombies he's seen in these last 5 or 6 days, he could count on one hand, and it's the break that he absolutely needs. Now I know it's a bit of a waste of electricity, of gas, to have this popsicle fridge there already, but come on, let's be optimistic. Hopefully in no time at all, Brad will be starting to fill that up with fish, with small birds maybe. We're going to build some stick traps soon, and the storage, it's really starting to look good. That's a lot of empty shelves. We got a lot of full bags on the floor to fill those shelves though, with mostly guns and ammo. Brad's stock of food is diminishing rapidly as he has just the biggest appetite you just can't believe. Let's have a can of mushroom soup. So Brad's going to spend the rest of today fishing. He's got time on his hands. He's got bait, he's got 2 worms, and he's got 4 little bait fish as well. So it's time to grab the fishing rod and give it another try. Okay, so here we are. Brad is back at the lake. He's ready to do some fishing. It is crazy just how foggy it still is. He's going to need to have eyes in the back of his head. Let's get the fishing rod equipped. We got 6 lots of bait. Come on, it is time to catch. Let's not eat that. It is time to catch something better than shoes and socks. Let's do that. Okay, well, again, Brad has got a fine selection of shoes and socks. I mean, if you look at that, he's caught 15 in total shoes and socks, and he's caught, I think, 2 fish. So that is just crazy. Let's just check the traps, see if there's any more bait. There isn't. Well, we got a fish. It's the smallest thing ever. 8 hunger, but I guess it's better than nothing. It's time for Brad to do a little bit of cooking. It's time to cook up fish and cabbage soup. Doesn't that sound delicious? Okay, so Brad's got his fish. He's got some corn and some tomato as well as the cooking part. Let's see what he can make. What do we think? Soup or stew? We'll make a soup because there's a longer list of ingredients that Brad can add to, and he's quite distracted by the fact that you can add beer. Let's do it. Let's add beer. Make it interesting as possible. Okay, well, this soup's got a bit of everything in it. It's got fish, it's got beer, it's got tomatoes. And just to make it interesting, he's had to add some lard. That's increased the happiness quite a lot. It's got cabbage. I mean, it doesn't sound the most appetizing, but he doesn't get much of an opportunity for hot food, so we'll take what he can. Hopefully this will fill Brad up, because again, he's losing weight. Okay, well, that is soup with lard cooked. Doesn't that sound delicious? Hunger 66 though. Let's just drink it straight from the pot again. That's a little bit more cooking XP for Brad, a little bit more fishing XP for Brad. We're going to go actually digging for some worms now. We don't have any twine to make any more stick traps, but we do have 1 stick trap we could place. We just need some worms. Now actually, we've got cereal. Let's grab that. Now, we've got anything else that we can use as bait? Here, I think I can use the cabbage for the bait. Let's grab a 3rd How many cabbages? We've got 3. Okay, let's... Actually, I think we got some planks somewhere. Let's see if we can make a few more traps, because the traps that have probably been left at the top there are probably broken, so we probably need to make some more traps. Let's really see if we can actually catch something this time. Okay, so although Brad has read Hunting Magazine 3, which has given him the recipes for cage traps and trap boxes, he doesn't have the experience. He needs trapping 2 at least. So the only thing we can make really still not change stick traps, wooden box traps. Don't have any twine or thread to make twine, so it's wooden box traps. We can make 3. Let's make them. That's 4 traps. 3 wooden box traps, 1 stick trap. We've got the bait. We've got to get something this time, surely. Okay, well that is all of the traps placed and baited. Let's hope for some good results in the morning. Again, man, Brad is severely depressed. You'd think he'd be loving life at the moment. No zombies trying to eat his face. But we've got a couple of hours of daylight again, so Brad actually is going to try and expand the fleet of vehicles. We talked about the military vehicle being too OP. It is actually indestructible. It needs to be pensioned off, but we need to find a replacement, so it's time to head into town. Brad remembers a removal vehicle, a large truck, just by EP Tools, I think. So let's see if we can hotwire that, add some gas, and bring that back to base. Okay, well Brad's walked all the way up to the truck, and yeah, it is quiet. He is feeling lonely in a strange sort of way. He's feeling kind of lonely. Oh, the battery, 0%. That was not expected, actually. So we're gonna need to find a new battery. It's gonna be a little bit trickier than Brad was expecting. But yeah, it is so quiet out here. Brad would kind of almost welcome the sight of a zombie so that he wasn't alone. It's a weird feeling. He never thought he'd feel this way. Okay, so Brad has hot-wired the truck first time, which is incredible. That's a first. I'm just adding gas now so it is ready to roll. We just need to find a battery. Hopefully we don't have to look in too many different places to find that. Let's just check the trunk. 218, but it is completely empty. Make a mental note of all of these crates here as well. We want that back home, back at base for the storage. We're going to have to check the local car parks for any heavy duty vehicles. Hopefully Brad will get lucky and find a battery. Okay, well Brad has checked the nearby car parks. He's found 2 or 3 heavy duty vehicles, but the batteries have all been flat. Don't think there's likely to be any nearby, so I guess Brad's going to have to go all the way back to base, remove the heavy duty battery from the military vehicle, and officially retire the military vehicle forever. Okay, it is midnight. Brad is actually really tired. It's really overweight with this battery. Let's uninstall this one, get the new one in, and let's get this back to base. Okay, well there we are. That is Brad's fleet added to. The capacity is not even half of this military vehicle. I mean, this military vehicle is basically impossible to replace. It's just too good. Being indestructible, it just doesn't seem right to just persevere. It makes things too easy, really. But let's get Brad to bed, and he's excited at the prospect of finally getting something in those traps. Okay, well Brad's had quite a lie-in. It is the 24th of June. The days are really flying by, but Brad is excited. He's like a little kid on Christmas morning. Will there be a surprise? Will there be a present for him waiting in those traps? Okay, well hopefully the traps are somewhere around here. Now Brad will take anything right now. He'd love a rabbit, but he'll take a small bird, you know, a pigeon. He'd take a squirrel. And ooh, we got something in the stick trap. This is Brad's first catch of the day. A small pigeon, should we say? But look at this. One of the traps has got something in it. What are we going to get? We got a dead rabbit, and it's a pretty decent size. Finally, at last, Brad has got some animals to eat. And he must remember to bait those again at the end of the day. Cabbage and cereal. Oh, wow. We got a zombie. That is actually a little bit of a surprise. Where did you come from? I'll lead them away from the traps. Oh, wow. Brad's kind of forgotten what to do. But it came back to him pretty quick. Well, let's get back to base and let's get this bird and this rabbit sliced up, filleted and cooked. It is time to eat. Okay, well, Brad has just finished off his beer soup with lard, and it's absolutely filled him full to bursting, but he's still losing weight, Can you believe this guy's appetite? It's just unreal. I feel like he's eaten enough food over these last 5 or 6 weeks to sustain a small town. What do we want to do? Rabbit or bird? Let's do the rabbit. Let's butcher the rabbit and let's make a nice stew. Okay, well, it's not the most exciting stew. I mean, look at that unhappiness plus 25. Brad is not excited at the prospect of a rabbit and cabbage stew with lard. But it's a hot meal. It's going to fill him up. I really hope he starts to put on weight after eating this. Okay, well, that is the stew cooked. It's got an immense hunger of 101. So let's eat some of that straight away. Okay, well, again, Brad is absolutely full to bursting. Let's just put that down over here. But he's still losing weight. Unbelievable. Okay, well, Brad is actually a little bit queasy. And I think this is alcohol withdrawal symptoms. So even though it's midday, he's going to have half a bottle of white wine. It's time for a liquid lunch. Okay, well, that is quite an interesting mix. Brad is queasy. He's severely depressed, a nervous wreck. He's in minor pain, but he's also a bit tipsy. He's absolutely stuffed and unpleasantly hot. that is a heady mix. I think what Brad is going to do for the rest of the day, he's going to return back to the hunting and rural store and grab some of those crates, continue adding to that storage. Now, Brad is carpentry level 5 now. Surely he should know how to pick up a crate, right? Still got a chance to break of 37.5%. So that means, what's that? 1 in 3 is going to break. Well, okay. Okay, well, Brad's had about a 50-50 success rate. He's walked away with 4 crates. That is going to be useful. Let's get these back to base and in place for that extra storage. You know what? There is one thing that Brad wants to find, wants to get before he returns back to base, and that is a humble TV. Wow, look at this. Some actual zombies. Brad's got that exposure survival VHS to watch, and he needs a TV. So we're going to have to search through some of these houses to find a modern TV that will be able to play VHS tapes. Well, 3rd time lucky for Brad. He's finally found the TV he needs. We'll take the load table as well. Check there. Okay, let's get this back to base. And maybe with a little bit of luck, the exposure survival VHS that Brad found will get him all the way up to carpentry level 6. That would be amazing. Okay, well, again, things are coming together nicely. That storage is slowly taking shape. There's still so much work to do, but Brad fancies an evening of watching TV and getting pissed. So that's exactly what he's going to do. Okay, well, Brad is settled in. He's sat down. He's comfy. He's got his red wine, and he's going to learn a little bit more about carpentry. Okay, well, that has not given Brad the boost in carpentry XP that he was hoping for, that he was expecting for. Only about 700-800, but it's all useful. What's that? He's almost a third of the way to carpentry level 6. He has had a busy few days. He really has. He's done some trapping, some fishing with mixed results. He's unloaded a load of storage in his base. He's built a load of walls. He's started to really plan out his base. It is really starting to make shape. He's got a freezer. He really wants to fill it up. Hopefully that will happen over these next coming days and weeks. He's got a lot done. We've got crops on the go. We've got trapping on the go. Fishing is an option. He's got a decent amount of food. He's even got some beer, some alcohol to enjoy. He's learned about carpentry, about fishing. It's really coming together now. It's been a week. He has spent a week out base. He's barely seen a zombie. It has been the rest, relaxation that he's really needed, that he's really deserved. But what comes next? That is a big decision that Brad is going to have to make, and you will have to wait until the next episode to find out what Brad is going to do next. If you have any suggestions, any comments, any pointers for what Brad should do next, please do leave a comment. But for now, that is going to have to be all. Peace.